Well, I have the pleasure of introducing Chris Anthony to the stage. Steve Fambro thought of a more efficient way to travel all the way back in 2005. And these two, friends, lifelong friends, have come together again to bring this reality to life and make it solar powered and make the world a genuinely better place. So without further ado, put your hands together for Chris Anthony. The sound guy's gonna get it going. Yeah.
CES for everybody to come and see the amazing solar mobility that we have to offer. It's up through all your support that we've been able to make it thus far. You asked a question about Steve and I in the early days. We'll go through some topics and answer some questions, and I'll be here all night drinking more margaritas, so I'll be more loose with the information as the night goes on. But it's awesome to see everybody here. This is a great venue, so thanks to all the staff and everybody hosting. It's super, super awesome. Before we get started, though, maybe a little on the LA fires. It's a super sad thing to see something like this affecting our planet. Climate change is a real thing, and we're all here trying to make the world a better place through solar mobility. And it can really help in situations like this to not let the earth further devolve into catastrophe. So prayers out to those in LA, and we hope that everyone is safe. But we're here to party and celebrate a solution tonight. So you said 2005, I met Steve. Steve is just a great, great guy. We actually met through a mutual friend who was working at a company called Illumina. Illumina was a DNA synthesis company, and Steve was working with them making the largest DNA synthesizing robots the world had ever seen. Illumina put everybody else out of business in the DNA synthesis game because he created such amazing robots there. But he was working on a composite faceted vehicle that could be super efficient, and he was buying composite materials, and they were getting shipped. This was so long ago that UPS didn't ship to your house, so you had to get it shipped to work. And he was receiving parts at work, and a mutual friend said, "Oh, I know this other guy who's working on composite stuff for his boat company. You guys should meet." So I met Steve, and he just described to me, modern vehicles just have horrible efficiency. Why is it that you can buy a VW Bug and it only gets 30 miles per gallon? Like, I want something that doesn't get 50 miles per gallon. I want something that gets 200 miles per gallon. And we both sat down and said, well, what are the factors that make that happen? And that led us on this brilliant journey. And he and I started Aptera together. And it was an amazing start to really focus on efficiency, building one of the West Coast's largest computational fluid dynamics servers. And we ran lots and lots of simulations and came up with pretty much the same shape that you see today with a little bit of refinement. Thank you. And it's so cool to see the idea from when Steve and I first started to describe it. And I literally bought some Play-Doh and started making Play-Doh models. And then we had a little cake turntable that we bought, and we made the Play-Doh model on the turntable, and we took like 20 pictures around it. And then we handed it to a NURBS modeler to make the first 3D model. And then we paid $17,000 to NASA to do the first real fluid dynamics on the vehicle. And we love you. We got interesting feedback from NASA. NASA called us back and said, we've got some anomalous results. We'd like to talk to you about it. So me and Steve got on a conference call with 6 NASA engineers at NASA Langley. And they proceeded to tell us, well, this is just the lowest drag shape we've ever seen. We don't understand how it works. And Steve spent an hour explaining to NASA engineers how ground effect worked and how a cambered body could actually neutralize the drag force on a vehicle like that. And they were blown away, and we figured, hey, if we can stump NASA, we can really change the world. So that was the start.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Well, let's talk about, for a minute, the problem Aptera is trying to solve in the world with all the climate change, all the climate things going on in the world. How do you think Aptera fits into saving the world a little bit?
It's amazing to see technology and transportation progress. EVs over the last decade, you see the Teslas running around, you see a bunch of other automakers jumping into the EV industry, but we feel it's going the wrong direction. We're getting, bigger and bigger electric vehicles. We're getting rolling houses on the road. We're getting these performance EVs that, can go 0 to 60 and nothing flat and have 22-inch tires. And some of them are pretty sexy. I like sports cars too. But, these vehicles don't do what we're trying to do. We're trying to use our resources more wisely. We're trying to protect our planet. We're trying to spend less money on our transportation. And we feel like we're moving in a very positive direction with what we're doing. And it's really, there's the Cybertruck and there's Aptera. And they're exactly the opposite end of the spectrum, baby.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about some of the things that make Aptera so unique. What makes it such an innovative vehicle that could change the world for the better, Chris?
Well, it will change the world, baby.
I'm curious. Well, how's it going to do it?
Well, this may be repetitive, but you all know it starts with aerodynamics. If you watched my video on aerodynamics, it all starts with aerodynamic efficiency. So try to put on my sexy voice. But it really does all start with aerodynamics at highway speeds. You're driving down the freeway and you're looking at the SUV next to you, wasting 75% of their fuel just pushing air out of the way. That's insanity. We've got the science. We've got the technology. This is it. Make it aerodynamic. Make it slip through the air as seamlessly as possible. And then don't have it be fat and over-bloated and super heavy with big nubby tires. 35-inch tires on an EV is just mind-numbing. So, Hankook has developed us an amazing tire to have low rolling coefficient and the lightweight metal parts that we used artificial intelligence, generative design to take weight out of our vehicle, and artificial intelligence to streamline our body, artificial intelligence for our code now that we're using, and AI for our autopilot system. This whole show at CES, everybody's talking about AI. We've been doing it for 4 years. We've been doing it to put forth a better solution for the planet. So amazing aerodynamics, lightweightness. If you guys hadn't touched the Bink out there, it makes me want to cry every time I walk by it. It's just such an amazing accomplishment for our engineers to make super lightweight carbon fiber parts like that stand up against the best supercars in the world. I remember as a kid dreaming about a Lamborghini Countach, and there I was in Modena, Italy, with the Aptera getting built right next to Lamborghinis that were rolling out of the door. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's awesome. Well, Chris, let's talk about where we are today at CES, obviously with all of you. What is the significance of this moment? And then looking ahead, what's the next significant moment? Let's say a year from now, where do you think we'll be?
We're super stoked to be in Las Vegas. These schedules that you saw at the show were scheduled to be done in March, April. And if you talk to any of the engineers in here, thank them profusely, because my ask as of 4 months ago was, can we do in January? And they said, no, we can't do it in January. I said, I think we can do it in January. Let's maybe sit down. Let's really talk about if we can do it in January. And then we did. We did it in January, and it was a lot of late nights and a lot of hard work from the whole team to make it happen. So thank everyone of them. Thank you, team. Awesome job, awesome work to get us here. Being at CES was super important for us because CES is the showcase for every global technology you can think of. There was over 4,000 reporters at this show, and you were all tasked with finding them, and I think almost all of them made it to our booth. So we've got a lot of press out there. We've gotten a lot of hits. It'll drag a lot of new eyeballs to how we're going to change the world. Hopefully it'll get us more reservations, more investment, and it'll push us on into the future. So it's an awesome accomplishment.
Absolutely. And I've been driving PI2, the track vehicle, all week, and it's been incredible to see the reaction of the journalists. The suspension by Denisi Engineering, fantastic. It really feels like a normal four-wheeled vehicle, which is amazing. And the solar charging too, to be able to see the vehicle with full solar, full battery pack for the first time. Gaining charge by the sun. We remain.
This week, we were driving the Aptera on public roads, producing as much power as we used.
Yes. That's crazy.
Thank you, Reed, head of our solar team, killing it.
Yes. The dream is becoming reality. We're seeing it for the first time ever at CES. What's something that's been on a concept and prototypes for a while. We're now into validation vehicles. What do you think the next year for Aptera is going to be like?
Now it's time to scale. We've got these first validation vehicles. We've got to prove them out. We've got to go through some deep testing. We've got to go through crash testing and airbag calibration and ABS calibration and write some big checks as we raise money here. And then it's on to production. We're hoping to deliver the first vehicles by the end of the year. And it's super exciting to see all the groundwork laid and a lot of the production tooling already finished and just needing to put a pin in some of these last parts and really go for it into 2026.
All right, it's going to be a crazy year. The year we've all been waiting for. And we're going to be doing a solar road trip later this year, coming to every state in the U.S. and saying hi to all you Aptera fans all over the world so you can come see the solar EV for yourself. So that's going to be amazing. Might take a while if we do it on solar power, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, we'll do it.
We're definitely going to set some records.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, we're building a better future together. Talk about the importance of, our suppliers, investors, all the people in this room to the overall mission of the company.
Everybody here has played a part in our success, whether it's a post on your social media, whether it's telling a friend about us, whether it's your investment dollars or your reservation. It's all of your goodwill and good spirit that's kept the team going, that's gotten suppliers excited, that's allowed us to get to this point. So it's awesome to be in a room with so many people that have had such a great influence on bringing this to life. Steve and I are just super humbled to have everyone's support and have been so gracious. It's taken a while. We are working hard to get it done. Maybe in the grand scheme of things, lots of other EV companies have taken a long time too. Where's that Tesla Roadster at?
I don't know. I don't know where that is.
So I think we're doing pretty good if we start delivering vehicles by the end of the year. It's slow and steady, and it's with all of your love and support that we're here now. And we think that you're just an inspiration, hopefully, to the whole industry and everything we do.
Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, it's great to be the largest crowd-funded company in history. Thanks to all of you, we have these production validation vehicles.
20,000 individual investors in the company, the most successful crowdfunding in history. You're all a part of something that's never been done before and will never be done again like this.
All right, well, it's time for closing remarks. Talk about what the world would be like with Apteras on the road, with 1 million Aptera on the road by 2033, and what's our commitment to sustainability in the future?
We want to put 1 million of these vehicles on the road by 2033. Imagine the impact that 1 million of these beautiful vehicles will have on the road. Every Aptera you put on the road is like taking 20 gasoline vehicles off the roads in terms of emissions. So, it's a lofty goal. And we think Tesla took them 12 years to do it. We're hoping to do it in 8. And we think we can with the amount of support that we've gotten and how much people love the vehicle. But to be so efficient affects our planet, affects our lives, affects the air we breathe, affects the materials we take out of our planet. This is something that can really change the world, and all of you are part of it. And all of the engineers and myself and Steve are just tremendously humbled that all of you have jumped on this mission with us. And we think in 3 years, we're going to look back and go, gosh, this is just such an amazing thing that we've done for the world. Really a gift to be a part of.
Amazing. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, everybody. Have an amazing night. Dance it up, drink it up. Celebrate a world with solar mobility, and it's because of all of you that it's happening. Thanks to all of our engineers for working so hard. We're going to bring them up to answer some questions now, so give our engineers a big hand. They're going to answer your questions, and then maybe I'll come back later and answer some more. Come on up, engineers.
engineers to the stage who are signed up for this. Thank them for signing up for this, by the way, for signing up to go on stage. All right. All right.